So guys, there's a lot of protests in the European countries, and the main aim of this protest is the Malians who are living in the diaspora. They are protesting against what happened in Mali on the 25th day of April 2026, where there was a massive attack, and the attack led to the killing of the defense minister by the name Captain Sadio Camara. So the Malians, they've staged protests in solidarity, in unison with the government of Mali, just saying that what happened was not okay. So the Malians in the diaspora, they were joined by other Africans of goodwill, even other Europeans of goodwill, to stage this protest. So let's have a look at how the protest was. Then when we come back, we can analyze this video further.
Believe it or not, the Malian community in France gathered this Saturday to pay tribute to the victims of the tragic events that occurred in Mali, marked by war. With the passing of this army general, Sadio Camara, 2 demonstrations were organized by the AIS Confederation Diaspora France, Europe, and by the High Council of Malians in France. Their representatives were received at the Malian embassy in France in the presence of diplomatic representatives from Burkina Faso and Niger. 2 demonstrators were handed over to the authorities, according to DEC. So from Paris. Large turnout in response to the call. Draped in national colors, men, women, and young people expressed their attachment to the homeland during 2 highly meaningful gatherings, one initiated by the AIS Confederation, Diaspora France Europe, and the other organized by the High Council of Malians in France. Moments of unity and patriotism in the aftermath of the national funeral of the late Army General, Sadio Camara. The highlight of this mobilization was the diplomatic representation of Mali in Paris. On site, the Chargé d'Affaires was surrounded by officials from the diplomatic and consular mission, as well as the honorary consul of Mali. In Orléans, he and his collaborators welcomed a delegation led by coordinator Coulibaly Ramata Maiga.
We say to the bereaved families, you are not alone. Your mourning is shared by an entire people. To our authorities and to the defense forces of Mali and the AES, we will stand firm on the ramparts by your side, to fight for the cause of freedom, sovereignty, dignity, and progress for our countries. If one Sadio Camara has fallen on the field of honor for the motherland, battalions of Sadio Camara are standing tall. To the people, let us remain united, standing in solidarity and vigilant.
Earlier in the day, the president of the High Council of Malians in France, accompanied by her delegation, was also received by the Chargé d'Affaires.
We came to deliver this manifesto of solidarity and condolences to show our support for the Malian people, and also to our security and defense forces who fight every day, and to offer our condolences following the cowardly assassination of the late Sadio Camara, Minister of Defense.
So that is some of the sentiments that they've been highlighted, and they are highlighted by the Malians who are living abroad and other Africans of goodwill who are living abroad too. Even Europeans of goodwill who support what is happening in Africa because they were within the protest. I normally call them African extended because first, they're not African diaspora. They are just Africans who are living in the diaspora. And these Africans who are living in the diaspora, they have interest in Africa. So we just call them African extended. Look, one of the things that I love about this Sahel region is, even though their leaders are normally dubbed as those who grabbed power unconstitutionally, their citizens, they normally support them. Just look at what has just happened in relations to the attack that happened in Mali. The leaders are being supported by the citizens. Take a look, for example, Burkina Faso. When President Traore was about to be, when there was an attempted coup in Burkina Faso, the citizens of Burkina Faso literally marched from their homes, to the presidential palace in order to protect president. What does that even show? Even though the international organizations, they are not supporting what these leaders are doing, the citizens are fully satisfied. Okay? The citizens are fully satisfied with what is going on within the Sahel region. So that is why some of the Africans within outside the continent, they're supporting what is going on within Africa. And that is why we are seeing protests in the European region in relation to what is happening in Mali. That is now pure Pan-Africanism, okay? Africans are abroad, but they have the love for their countries, okay? They contribute to their countries. Take another example, Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso had these, or it still has. So it still has this, the national kitty, where an individual is allowed to contribute to the country's economy. Okay, if you have $10, $20, even $5, you can contribute to the national kitty. So take a good example, Burkina Faso. A lot of people in the diaspora, be it Africans, be it Europeans, they are contributing to the national kitty. Why is that even so? It's because these people, they know and they have faith with the current government, even though the international arena is not welcoming their leaders. The people are welcoming the ideas of their leaders. Okay? That is the spirit of Pan-Africanism. And if you don't know, can you imagine that Traore, for example, even Assimi Goïta and President Chiani of Niger, they are not given a right to audience in the African Union. That basically means they are not recognized by the African Union as legitimate presidents within their countries. So the African Union is denying them legitimacy. But now, the citizens of those countries, they totally agree to what they are doing. So that is the spirit of Pan-Africanism. And I can attest this one, because African Union, a fortnight ago, African Union sent its president, the president of Burundi, to go to Burkina Faso and benchmark and see why Burkina Faso, they are trying to benchmark and see why Burkina Faso is getting it right. Okay? So that is what is happening within the Sahel region. And I know sooner rather than later, these presidents will be given audience within the African Union and will spearhead the agenda of Africa, the Agenda 2063. And I urge you to go and read the Africa Agenda 2063 and you see what Africa will look like in 2063 according to the agenda that is documented. So if it's your first time here, guys, just like this video, share the video with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. See you next time.